Welcome back. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for the comments, everyone that liked, everyone that subscribed on the first video. It was really appreciated, and it's really made me excited for what we have next in our world. And I've got something that I've been working on off camera to show you guys today. I've also been gathering up a few resources. So essentially what I was kind of thinking is we would jump into working on our farm, and that is going to be focused on everything we might be needing for villager trading in the future. So we've got a couple of villagers in here that trade for paper, and we have a couple with potatoes, carrots, everything like that. So I'm thinking we'll probably start off with a sugarcane farm. Then we'll move into a pumpkin farm for the villagers. I'll probably do some manual trading with the wheat that we've got for a little bit and try and get a villager down to the pumpkin trade. And then this area here should hopefully provide us with enough resources that we can just keep trading for emeralds, get us some XP, and also get us some mending books. And then I'm going to eventually be moving in some... Actually, let me come in here and show you. So I'm going to be... Guys, I'm trying to talk here. So I'm going to be moving in some more villagers, and specifically I'm thinking we might get some additional librarians and then some armorers. So I have not pronounced that right at all. Armorers. And with the armorers we can probably get some diamond armor, and that should help us out because as much... God, they're so loud in there. I'm gonna have to sort that out. Essentially, we did go to get some diamonds, but we only have 21. Do I have peace and quiet anywhere that I go in this build? I've either got these guys outside my house, or I've got these guys. I've only got myself to blame. Anyway, we went to get the diamonds last episode, and we've not got quite enough for... Please be quiet for 2 seconds. We've not got enough to make a full set of diamond armor or a full set of diamond tools. I'm going to have to move those. However, we do have enough to get started with an enchanting table. So I'm actually going to build our enchanting table just while we're here. What? Do I need more diamonds for an enchanting table? You do. You need 2. So yeah, at some point obviously we're going to want this as well. Well, I did this off camera. So this is our iron farm. I was going to record it and I had a bunch of problems with getting the zombies in here. I spent about 10 minutes just trying to give a zombie some armor for him not to take it, die in the morning, and then be completely confused as to why he didn't want it. As you can see, it is working. However, I have noticed that sometimes the iron gets stuck, so I'm going to sort that at some point. Now, I'm going to drop the link below for the actual build. Essentially how this works is there's a zombie up in there, and he can see the villagers, and that is scaring them. They have 3 beds in there. There's 3 villagers. And up here is the only... Oh my god. Up here is the only place that iron golems can spawn. I've turned this into paths, which I didn't realize until now, but actually blocks mob spawns. They will then spawn in this water source and get dropped down here, where we have a piece of lava and a couple hoppers. Now we have the iron farm, we can obviously start making all the minecarts, all the hoppers, everything that we're probably going to need for the farm. And just to add to that, the reason why I've kind of built this a little bit higher than you'll probably see in the video is because I want to turn this into a watchtower to match the rest of the town. Originally, I was going to make a second one as well. However, I think we have enough iron here. Well, we are here where I wanted to start the farm. And I've checked it out. We have... It's embarrassing. I checked it out. We have a chunk here that we can use. I'm planning to stick to the one chunk just because if we have the farms going all the way down to bedrock, then this chunk should stay loaded while we're in the house, and it will keep all the farms active. We have mapped out the chunk border. It's not huge, but it's going to be big enough for all the farms that we need. Now what I think I'm going to do is get started on our windmill. So I'm going to jump into a time lapse for this, and then afterwards I'm going to talk you guys through everything that I've done. I'm going to be using another build from Sugarcane, who I did also link in the first video. So if you guys want to check out any of her builds on her channel, feel free, just tap the link in the description down there. Let's jump into this. Well, we are all finished with the farm. I've added on a couple little bits down here since finishing the time lapse. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys around here. So I followed the windmill design I found from Sugarcane. These guys are so loud. And I added a little bit on here because in a creative world, I had a little look at if we could potentially have a way to maybe have like the items coming up in a little water elevator. It would mean maybe upping the height on this roof. Or what I'm thinking is we have a room underground here, which we could then build that into. I just thought it'd be nice when you go in there to see those blocks coming up. Now I added the leaves around here like I have done with these builds, so it kind of ties in. And I added a bunch of lanterns on, and I've started clearing a little bit back here. So what I'm kind of thinking next is that I'm going to clear all of this, and then I'm going to expand those fences a little bit and possibly start to put in all of the wheat fields. Now, how we kind of want it is to have the wheat fields coming around here as well, and just really encapsulating this whole area. And we will make a way to get here to the mine. I'm thinking it will probably come around there and swoop into the rest of the build. We're going to have to replace the path from the village at some point. And we'll probably dig up some of this mossy stone, and we'll build in the pathway here as well, which should really help. And maybe even raise some of this up just a little bit to match the fact that this is a little bit higher. We can add some in already now. So that's what I'm kind of thinking going forward, and how I kind of felt about the build as a whole. From this side, it does look a little bit weird. I'm wondering whether we need to put a little roof cap on it or something. The leaves kind of helped it not just look like a tall block of wood. So yeah, it might just need something on the top there as well. Overall though, I'm really happy with how it's kind of turned out. And I think it ties in really nicely with the house and with the villager trading hall. So all in all, we're in a good spot. Oh, and I did want to add in a little trough. Let's go grab our water, because I did make an infinite water source here last episode, which is really handy. And then we just go grab that and that. And there we go. We have a little trough for the horse. Might take that one out of there so it doesn't look too full. Just a couple things. I thought the composter could go out the front here. And then we actually have some berry bushes that I got previously. And if I put them around here, I think they'll look kind of nice. We can just dot them around, and we can add a couple bits of grass too. Yeah, I think this is coming together really, really nicely. Once we start the terraforming, we should be in a really good place with this build. Now, let me know if you guys think there's anything we should add to it. But I think it's time we jump into another time lapse and get all of this sorted around here. welcome back after what has been an afternoon of farming and planting a whole bunch of crops. I've added in some lights to keep everything nice and bright, and the farm is looking great. I've added a few extra blocks in as well, so I'm really happy with the progress that we've made here. And I think as a whole, this area is coming together really nicely. The iron farm's still working in the distance. And it's probably time to have a think about the actual steps we've got here, the paths. And can these guys leave me alone just for a minute? Just want to do this segment. And one more for you, please. And one more for you. And what did you have? My god, Unbreaking 3, Respiration 2, Blast Protection 3? Well, that's actually not that bad. Might need to get an iron golem around here, to be honest, to protect me. And that's not a bad shout. Now, the farms that we want are a sugarcane farm and a pumpkin farm. Now, we could probably make a little pumpkin house over here, and we could have the sugarcane house even just down here as we start to kind of build this area up. I mean, there's nothing saying we couldn't have it right where I'm stood either, because we do need access to this one pretty regularly for the villager trading hall. So maybe we do that, and that will save us digging down quite so much, because right now we're not really in a position to do so. Although at some point I do want to have some villager run farms, and I think personally I don't think they ever look that great above the ground, so maybe they're something that we could put underground and hide. And that would be a really good use for the farm, because they will be making crops that we probably get from the farm, so it makes more sense to have that there. And I think personally that's a really good way to go about it. And why is there a rogue bit of wheat here? Okay, this is just, I mean, I thought it'd be funny just jumping on it once. Oh, are you serious? Is this... Me and this piece of dirt have got beef. I'm going to remember this block here. I'm going to forget what that means one day, but it will be here for a while. Anyway, so for now, I want to get a pumpkin farm and a sugarcane farm. So let's have a think about that and see where we get to. I want to make sure that we're getting quite a lot of resources, and they're resources that we're going to use pretty consistently. So potentially the sugarcane farm could go over there and span that entire section. Or I'm thinking it starts around here and comes all the way over here, possibly even to here, and then we terraform around it. So it'll be quite a large farm, and the intention is to have 1, 2, 3, 4 sugarcane kind of automated sections with pistons. There'll be anywhere from 8 to 9 long of sugarcane, so we will have 32 to 36, if my math is correct, pieces of sugarcane growing, and from there they will keep automating as they grow and breaking. So if that's what we want to do, we're going to need some redstone, and we're going to need some normal stone, we're going to need some wood, and we're going to need some quartz too, because we want observers. So let's get into it. I've gathered up everything that we need to start the sugarcane farm. So in here I have about 1.5 stacks of pistons, 2 stacks of redstone, and a bunch of hopper mine carts, along with a few building materials that I think we need. And I'm thinking we put it around here. Probably, I don't want it to block the villager trading hall. However, I don't want it too close to the farm either, so I need to sort of map out the actual width this is going to be. We've terraformed almost all of this now, so we've flattened that area right there. And we got quite a bit of dirt, so I might quickly start expanding the other side. Not going to make it necessarily blended. However, if that's the doorway here, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can just go out from here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll blend that at another point, but at least we know exactly the width of the farm. Now we can start planning the rest of it. So we have glass, sugarcane, piston, redstone, piston, sugarcane, glass, sugarcane, piston, redstone, piston, sugarcane. Okay, now we know that these areas are where the minecarts need to go under. So this doesn't need to go into here necessarily. It will probably go, and we can pull this back a little bit. And then what we can do is we can have a bunch of hoppers here going into a chest here. And then the chest can come out here. So we'll have 2 chests either side. So we can access them. I think that's the best thing. Or we have a chest there with 2 stairs on top. I've slept through the night and I made a couple more shovels as well because we were going through them pretty quickly. And I'm just going to keep digging all of this out so we're ready to put everything in. And I'll probably start with the minecarts just to make sure they're working and just drop the chests in early so we kind of know everything is working as we expected. Well, I've dropped that down 1 because we need to lower it to make room for the minecart tracks. However, the only thing is now these chests are a little bit on the low side. I think it's fine for now, but probably at another point I'll see if there's a way we can move the items out of here and raise them up into maybe a central set of chests in the room, which could be a little bit better because right now it's a little bit awkward to actually access these. So I've started adding in a couple more stairs around here. I don't know whether that looks right, but it does mean we can get down to these, so don't need to worry too much about them being lower down now. And we can just add in some of the wood here as well, so we're pretty much set up for when we do some of the interior. After what felt like an absolute eternity, I've finally figured out how we can do the minecarts. So the issue I was having was if they landed on these hoppers and we were using the powered rails, then obviously when you activate it, it's going to turn the hopper off, which will then stop it from working. And I can't have that permanently activated because it won't ever put anything in the chest. So I've looped the minecart round, and what that now means is we only need to use a single minecart for the entire bit, and it should pick everything up. And then it has 8 different chances here to actually drop everything off. So what I'm going to do is put the dirt back on top of here now so that we can add in our sugarcane. I'm hoping this will help with the building of the farm. Shouldn't get in my way too much, just as long as it doesn't actually grow yet. What I'm thinking is I'll show kind of the building for this whole area, and then we'll jump into getting that area set up probably later on. I'm really liking how this whole place is coming together. It feels like all the buildings are finally taking shape, and we have a bunch of the farms that we need to just get going with everything. I'm wondering whether we want glass showing all of it, or actually we just want these next 2 layers here showing. And that means then we've kind of got this bit here hidden. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we should have actually had it go 1 step further here. However, I don't mind that. I think we can just commit to the fact it's 9. It's a little bit smaller than we expected, but that's all good. And then we can put the pistons in here. Once we got all the pistons in, it's just a case of adding the observers and the redstone, and this should already start working. So we can then have a look at how we want to build the exterior and start making it all look a lot nicer. There we go. That got everything working just as we needed. So we can cover the tops here with cobble now, and cover the tops here with cobble as well. Right, now that's all done, I think I'm going to jump into a time lapse of sorting this side out, and then once we have both sides sorted out, we'll take a look at how we want to match it up to the rest of these. Well, the left side of the farm is now all finished up. I went around and just mirrored everything that I did on this side, and I left it for a little while, and it's already started to get a little bit of sugarcane on each side, which is useful. And I actually manually grabbed some from the beach as well, because the next thing I want to quickly do before we jump into this is to actually sort out some enchanting. And I have the enchantment table here, and I used the leftover sugarcane that I had and had a little bit of a cull on the cows, so we are just left with these guys, who I think we're going to keep now because we don't really have much of a reason for leather unless anyone else tells me otherwise. So what I want to do is plan where we put the enchantment table. Now, I did think we could hide it in the windmill, but I don't think that's going to look right. It needs to be somewhere near to the trading hall, near to our main house, and also within kind of reach of everything. So I'm thinking maybe we put it over here actually, and we could have it go down. We could flatten this slightly, or by the time we blended it, it might actually come out at this level as well. Now, I'm not sure what's in here. I think I left this a little while back, so I'll take that over to the house later on. However, I think this could be a good spot. For now, it will just be the enchantment table and the bookshelves. However, in future, we will build something around it. But the main thing is having an upgraded pickaxe and a few other tools is going to really speed up a lot of the builds that we're doing. So I figured we probably want to upgrade as much as we can. Now, I haven't built this in a long time. And I looked online and it said you need 15 books. And I know, or bookcases, and I know they go around like that. Do they... I feel like I'm doing something weird here. That's level 24. No matter what I do now, it's not going to be symmetrical. Let's drop one here, one here. That takes us to level 28. We drop one there. Okay, so I think we just need to make one excess book, and that will, excuse me, and that will just fill in the gap. Now, I did forget the lapis lazuli, so let me grab that and then we will enchant the pickaxes. So I've grabbed the lapis and I think we're ready to enchant. Now, we can get Fortune 2. Is everything a Fortune 2? I thought it was different based on what you were enchanting. Okay, we don't want Bane of... I think Fortune 2 is not bad, but I know we can get Fortune 3. Fortune 2, Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3 is not bad though. Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3 is better though, so I guess we essentially have two options. Or this is kind of our main pick, but this will also help out in the meantime. And we're only one level off enchanting something else, so now we have these. I think we can probably have a think about some diamond armor or potentially a sword. Right, well, that's all done, so let's get back to this. With the enchanting all done, I'm thinking now we can finally get onto this. So I'm going to start trying to match up the villager trading hall and drop a couple bits in to just see how it looks. I know we have the kind of edges in oak log, and then around there we have that band of oak. So I was thinking we could put that on top of the glass here. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with the doorway just yet, so I'm going to build over that as of right now. Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. And then what we can do is extend that out this way. But on this wall particularly, I want to try and mimic what we've done here. And we can just drop this here. This here, drop this here. And yeah, so we have a double in the middle, which I think we'll just do with the white wood. Yeah, I really like how that's starting to look. And I just think we maybe want to put some white wood on there. Just so when you're looking through, you can see the continuity from the other side. We've got white wood there, white wood there. Now, I think what I'm going to do is mirror this on all sides, and then we'll come back and sort of look at the entrance, and then look at how we're going to do the roof. I think we'll probably do the roof similar to this build, except we'll be doing it this way around. And then I would like something like this, but not necessarily too much higher, because I don't think we need an upstairs. So that gives me a pretty solid foundation to work from. Probably can't have that stair there though. Now we just need to jump up here and also mirror this on all four sides. So I'm going to finally do that. And then once we've done that, we'll have a look at this area together and getting the roof put on. Well, just like that, the sugarcane farm is all done. Now, I did get a little bit ahead of myself. I was going to do this sort of piece by piece with you guys watching along. And as you can see probably from the roofs that I was trying out, I just got really carried away trying out a bunch of different designs. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out and how the exterior has turned out. Can't show you the left or the back side because I'm going to be really honest, I didn't actually decorate those yet. I've just decorated this side here because obviously this is where we live and it needs to look nice when we're coming out of the house. And as you can see here, the back side doesn't have any bits on it just yet. Although I'm really excited to do this side because as you can see here, the slanted roof really nicely contrasts against this tall piece on this side. So I think that should look really good when we're all done. Now onto something a little bit more exciting. Oh, this is a bit awkward. Ow. On something a little bit more exciting, I wanted you guys to help me name a few of the animals in the world. So I was thinking, if anyone has any ideas of what we could call this horse, drop them below. And I've got a couple name tags now. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. Drop those ideas in the comment section below and we will give this guy a name. And I have one other suggestion as well. Since we've already got the mending book locked in on this guy here, if anyone has an idea what we can call this villager, let me know. And over time, we will slowly but surely fill this up with named villagers that we can trade with. Now, at the start of this video, I did promise that we would create a sugarcane farm, and I also promised that we would make a pumpkin farm, and we need to pick somewhere for this to go. Now, it would be fitting to put it somewhere near the farm. So I'm thinking maybe somewhere around here could be the pumpkin farm. That way we'll have a path leading around here. We'll have another entrance into here, We also need to build the pathway leading up here. We can probably add a little bit of a wheat field sort of patch into this space here, just covering that. And then we could terraform this and start our pumpkin farm. So what I'm thinking that we do is we go down here and we terraform as much of this as we can. And then we just start a pretty standard pumpkin farm for now. But what we can do is then eventually add on a building around it. And that will then give us our pumpkin farm, which if we want to, we could even go down a few layers and have some additional layers to the farm, adding in some piston setups to destroy the pumpkins and do the same thing that we did for the sugarcane farm, where we run the hopper minecarts underneath just to pick everything up. Now I'm gonna dig this all out and then we'll get to planting all the pumpkins. I've cleared everything out and now we're going to set up the farmland. So what I'm thinking to do is to run these in diagonal rows. And I think we're gonna have the house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 long. And then we just want to do every other. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And that should be fine. And then we can add in all of these diagonals. Because what this means is that when it grows, each of the bits either side of it will be where the pumpkin can end up. Yep, just like that. And we can add in these seeds just before everything turns back to regular dirt. Because I've not got any water nearby, so it's trying to change back. Let's just do this, this. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And we just do these two here. One on the end there. And then let's quickly do these last couple layers of it. Well, that was exactly all of the pumpkin seeds that I had. Now, I do have a bunch of water buckets, so what I'm thinking to do is to surround the farm with water. I mean, I only really need 2 buckets. Let me just go grab a spade, and then we will dig all of this out, and we'll fill it with water around the edges, which should help some of it to grow a little bit quicker. And now I've taken those out, we can just start filling this all up with water. I'm hoping this will increase the speed and the performance of the farm just a little bit. And I'm thinking we can put the walls on top of these when we actually build the house around it. And that should mean that the water stays hidden and you won't actually end up seeing it in the build. But also it saves us space in the farm itself. Now, for the next steps, we'll obviously be needing a bunch more pistons, which is why I've done this for the time being, because I have used a whole lot of them over on the sugarcane farm already. And we're going to need probably another 40 to 60 pistons just for this layer, I want to say. I mean, I've used 40 pieces of pumpkin if I'm correct. So we're going to need an equal amount or more. Well, I'm going to let that grow. We don't need to do anything else with that this episode. We just need to... Oh, wait, we could probably do with some lights around here, couldn't we? Let's just drop a torch there. And a torch here. It's probably not going to... We could probably drop a lantern on that house as well. Probably still get some mob spawning, but for the time being, that will do. And I will be tearing some of these houses down shortly just to make room for all the rest of the builds that we want to do. Well, I have grabbed the bits that we need. I just need to decide where to put this. It's only going to be pretty small right now, so thinking we could put it here, and then we will make a proper place for this pretty soon. Forgot how loud all of the mobs we have here are. Let's drop those on there. Add these on here. So this is going to be our first comment of each episode, a board for whoever comments first. And essentially, I'm thinking each week we have a different word to comment down below. So this week's word is going to be windmill. So if you got to this point, comment windmill below and your name will go up on the board here. I'm going to drop that there, so we've got the first set, but this should give us 3, 6, 12, 36 names. And then once we fill this, I think what we'll do is we'll make a whole building just for these names. And hopefully over time, what that should do is start to get some of you guys incorporated into this. And then also, along with the fact that we're naming the villagers and some of the animals in the world, should help you guys to feel a little bit more included. I know there was a comment on the last video sort of saying how you wish you could join in and sort of be a part of this world. So this is kind of one of the ways I'm thinking that I can kind of start to include you guys a bit more in the world and really have you feeling like this isn't just me playing, but this is our world together. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I've been Tide, and I will see you guys in the next one.